Assistant Vice President for Digital Services and Chief Information Officer, Office of Technology and Digital Services, American University of Nigeria. Yeah. I only check my name, Ajo, Kabanga's name.
Please, as you join, you share extensively. Let's have everybody on board. Let's have every Southern Cameroonian on board at this time. So let's share and get out to everybody out there. So share extensively. I want to thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. for being faithful to the cause of the revolution of Southern Cameroon. So you're going to share extensively. Let's have everybody on board as we speak. Thank you so much. Keep sharing, keep sharing. Thank you all very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us at this time, this crucial moment of our revolution, where we, of course, are following up closely on Resolution 358 from the Office of Caribas, and of course, that resolution has been passed by the U.S. Congress, specifically by the U.S. House of Representatives. And we want to seize this opportunity to discuss a range of things and to thank believers of the truth, and for all of you to understand that we sincerely understand the implication of the passing of that resolution to the people of Southern Cameroon. I am very happy that most, if not all, of Southern Cameroonians have disappointment at the passing of that resolution. But unfortunately, very few have actually taken the initiative to engage in trying to change the dynamics, the narrative, and to change in terms of the modification of that resolution. As I speak, I left a compatriot, one of our comrades. He's presently at the Heart Office Senate building. He's going around trying to do some very special work from his pocket. I'm going to be calling him from the office Senate building, or Heart Office Senate building. I hope I'm going to call him. I'm also going to get Atanga Achiri Bemondo on this live show today, and we're going to discuss all of those things that we've put on board. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for your continuous trust. I want to thank you for making this platform the biggest in the Ambazonian revolution, the Ambazonian War of Independence. It's because this is where the truth is spoken. It's because this is where we have resistance from distractors. It's because this is where we give you directives where you can do the proper things at the level of a county. It is because this is the platform that stops all the thieves of the revolution. This is the platform that works for the favor of the Ambazonian War of Independence. Ladies and gentlemen, today we will speak on a wide range of things, and keep sharing as you join. Share extensively. Let's have everybody on board. I want to let you know, like I've always said in the past couple of 5 or more shows, that the Ambazonian War of Independence, a revolution that's recalibrated towards a very dynamic and fruitful level as far as the war is concerned. We are going to, in the days ahead, multiply our incentives to ensure that we close up on La Republic attacks and will continuously remain attacking in terms of our self-defense efforts. I want to seize the opportunity to thank all restoration forces who have been doing a tremendous job to keep homeland ungovernable. I want to thank the refugees who are going through hell. Those of you in Nigeria, in Dubai, Cyprus, Morocco, Ethiopia, all of our refugees, we reach out to you today through this platform to thank you for your perseverance, that you've been amazing. Now, I'm just going to make sure that since I've been up, my phone has been a little bit down in terms of the battery. Now, I want us to listen very attentively. This is a war of independence. It is not a romance. It is not a relationship of surrogacy. It is not about who you love and why I think I should continuously be the best man in your head because I support what you like. No, it is about the interest of the people. A revolution is pursued on the basis of truth, on the basis of being completely apolitical. In fact, apolitical would be the wrong word. No politics. That is how a revolution is supposed to be pursued. We have understood with tremendous evidence the particular attention that some individuals in this movement want to pull to themselves. We want to thank those who have now understood that there is need for absolute unity. I want to thank those who continuously understand that the dictator has the right to recalibrate the structure of the Webmaster, the rock and the firebrand. Of course, let me tell you one thing. We will not succumb to any pressure from a group of social media surrogates who are intended to defend thieves and to destroy the revolution. Ladies and gentlemen, like I always say, there is never going to be a day in this revolution when we will speak for a few weeks or days and something will not happen to show you proofs. That is what has just happened yesterday. And we are happy that the same people who are supposed to defend us, the same people who are supposed to defend the bill or what you call the resolution, the same people are those who failed in defending it, but when questions are asked, they come after you like bees. They hire surrogates and hold meetings on what kind of audios to make, and they begin to share on WhatsApp. You will listen to those audios and know you today that any audio that you listen calling Eric Tato's name, know that it's one of those conspiracies to let you look like, why is this man now like this? We all should know that this man is recalibrating the revolution. You remember that the last 2 months, while I stayed quiet, things were going out of hand. But because God has said, go back and reinstitute that voice, that Webmaster voice, things are recalibrating towards the perfect direction. And enemies of the revolution are crumbling and singing conspiracy theories from one audio to right up to another. But before they could finish making their audios, the US Congress hit out on something. And now they are confused. Ladies and gentlemen, before I get into analyzing the nitty-gritties of our points, I want you to know one thing. And I'm going to say it authoritatively. And I will never, ever fear to tell you that the interim government, led by Dr. Samuel Kome SAKO, who was acting on behalf of our natural and legitimate president, His Excellency Sekou Ayoktabe, has failed us. Dr. SAKO's government failed us. And the bill or the resolution is just a good example. All of you have seen it. And when I said it 2 weeks ago, none of you, or let me say some of you, now I'm happy that 99% of the Ambazonian people now understand and believe that Eric Tataw always has a reason of shouting when he has to shout. We are here today. Where are we with a government? Majority, if not all of its leaders, are in the United States. They did not do nothing to ensure that they push for that resolution to take a new stand. Yet they are crying on social media. Yet they are the first people to post it. Yet you have their surrogates writing only about people. This man did this. This man did that. And look at what they did. Even the video that came from Kondengui, they wrote that it was in 2018. Steve Nebo, who is SAKO's personal advisor, shared that video that he described the efforts of our freedom fighters in the jails as manipulation, that as Photoshop, something that BBC later took and played. Steve Nebo and the rest of the Dr. SAKO camp described it as Photoshop, that it was in 2018. It is there on their wall. Steve Nebo or Stephen Nebo. It's a shame that when we have crucial issues in our hands, when we are supposed to fight the enemy, people continuously try to vilify a man ordained naturally by God to lead the Ambazonian revolution. You must all understand, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Southern Cameroonians, that we have changed the status quo of this particular movement, and we are taking away power from the hands of thieves. We are going to give it back to ground zero. And luckily enough, God is not stupid. The life of Sisi Kwayo Kabe was designed to be the legitimate leader of this revolution. That is why he was arrested and sent to ground zero. Guess what? Honorable Weaver today is talking about ground zero. Just give me a minute. I'll bring up Atanga Achiri just in a bit. I think he's indicating. Let me bring him on. If I can't get him here, I'll get him on. Okay, I can't get him here. That's fine. So, like I was saying, he was arrested and sent down to Yaoundé, to the colonial capital, because we needed to indeed recalibrate this movement. That is why the biggest strike in this war of independence happened on Tuesday through the people at the Kondengui Central Prison. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Southern Cameroonians, thank you for believing in the truth. Thank you for shunning the fake people out here who are here in Washington. They make audio calls and say they're in Washington, yet they are in the strongest capital in the world, and they allow the U.S. Congress to pass a bill or resolution purportedly against their revolution. Let me tell you one thing, ladies and gentlemen. There are a lot of things I'll tell you today, and I'll tell you, and you go home, you sleep, you'll be happy. I have gone to all those offices. I have gone to the Congress and to the House of Representatives. Today I was at the Senate. When I left work today, I left work at 8 a.m. and I picked up my phone. I don't agree with Sylvie Bello of Cameroon American Council, but I called her because I needed directives. It's important for you to know one thing. For me, if I have a problem that can be solved by somebody that people might consider is my enemy, I'll still call that person to ask for directives. Sylvie Bello and I will not agree on a lot of things, but I needed information from her. And when I called her, she gave me a very strategic information. And I moved over to the Senate, not to the Congress this time, and I acted in accordance. Now, let me say this very clearly, and I want you all to listen to me. I have written a whole lot of things there. We are going close to 1,000, so share. Let's bring everybody on. As you join, you share. Now, the resolution. I don't want to read the nitty-gritties of the resolution. I will start by calling one of our compatriots who is presently at the Senate as I speak. He's at the Senate, Head Office Senate building. You know, the offices are divided and they have names. So I will call Comrade Ignatius, who is there doing a fantastic job. So I hope that he's going to pick up. If he picks up, I'll ask him to call me on WhatsApp so that we can bring him, and then we'll also bring Atanga Achiri before I continue. So please, keep sharing, keep sharing. We need everybody on board. This live show is very crucial. Comrade Ignatius.
Hello.
Yes, how are you?
Yes, Eric.
Are you still at the Senate?
Yes, I'm still at the Senate. I'm still at the Senate.
Okay, I'm going to call me on, give me a beep on my WhatsApp. I'm going to call you on video so that you show us the environment, what is happening there, and then we'll continue the discussion at why we have decided to move the resolution issue to a new level. Comrade Ignatius is going to brief people, like I was saying. A new bill and resolution is coming on Southern Cameroons or on Cameroons at the level of the Senate. So we are going to recalibrate. So Comrade Ignatius, call me on WhatsApp and we'll bring it out there for you.
No. I think
You can call me on WhatsApp. Just call me on WhatsApp. I'll call you on WhatsApp video and then we can talk from there.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, that was Comrade Ignatius. I don't agree with him, but I saw a man who is spending his own money and working out there in the Senate to put things together. We are already targeting the Senate office of Senator Ben Cardin and other senators who are going to be co-signing this new resolution. Because as you are aware, once a resolution is moved from the House of Representatives up to the Senate, once they pass that resolution, it got to move from House of Representatives and comes up to the Senate. Now, when it is at the Senate, we can change a lot of things. A lot of us say that, oh no, it is talking about federation. It's talking about this and that and all of those things. We're going to discuss all of those. Now, let me get the point straight, clean and clear. Just 1 minute. I'll bring Atanga Achiri on. I think he's trying to indicate to me. Okay. Just 1 minute. Let me bring Atanga Achiri. Now, let us get this very clearly. We as a people, we must change the dynamics. Do not listen to people who say, stop talking about this. If you are talking about somebody just for talking sake, leave that person alone. But if that person is responsible in facilitating a failure in the revolution, you have to come out and condemn that person. I want to start by telling you people, like I've said, and I want all of you people to listen today very carefully. And I want anybody who thinks that Eric TATAW is wrong, challenge me with an action today. We are going to the Senate tomorrow and Friday. We're going to plan that and we'll plan it till further notice. Now, let us get this very clearly. We have had a very serious negative setback from the Senate and other aspects that are perpetrated by facilitators to destroy this revolution. And I stand in the gap to defend Ground Zero, to let you know that all your monies that you contributed, we will not have anybody destroy this revolution for you. I will start before I bring Comrade Ignatius. I'm going to bring Atanga Achiri. Once he calls me, I'll bring Atanga Achiri up. Now listen very attentively to these things I want to tell you. These things are golden. And put it in your head and spread the word to everybody. Now, you are fighting a war of independence and you have made huge contributions. Yet, the people who had your money, what did they do with your money? They made sure that they misappropriated the money. Today, some people say, oh, if you keep talking about my trip to Biya, what is going to happen? It is certainly going to discourage people. That is a lie. We want to recalibrate, to tell the people of Southern Cameroon that the resolution from the Congress is supposed to be the direct responsibility of the IG of Dr. SAKO. Dr. SAKO, who is supposed to be our acting president, which to me, today he ceases from being that acting president. You people must understand that these are the moments when we must call all leaders to action. Dr. SAKO, it is preferable he goes back to his days of Dr. Common Sense. Let him go back and begin to do his Dr. Common Sense, because we cannot have a leader who is in America and we are having this kind of outcome from a Congress. A man who has never, one time in his life, ever gone to the Congress to discuss anything that is helpful to Ambazonian people. I stand today with a lot of heavy heart, with tears in my eyes, because of the destruction that Dr. SAKO and his gang have caused in this revolution. Let us be very clear with all of you. Dr. SAKO was not stupid to make a 76-man list and make sure that he remains on it. But let me bring you the saddest news about the office in Washington, D.C. This is where most of you are going to be very shocked about what this government is doing. Let me pick up my phone. I think we have, yes, come with just a minute. I'll get back to you. Yes. So, in Washington, D.C., Let me tell you what happened. It's a shame that we continue to condone things like this. It's a big shame. And let me be clear with you. I know what I'm saying. And I'm going to die speaking the truth. Okay. Point number 1. The office of the IG, led by Dr. SAKO in Washington, D.C. This is the bad news that I got. And all of you will be shocked. I want to say very clearly that from today henceforth, following what I've discovered, the failure from this particular thing that has happened at the Congress, we have no IG led by Dr. SAKO, because people cannot continuously maintain titles and dangerous things are happening here in DC and they cannot intercede. We have a president and his people who have never, ever, just 1 minute. Give me a minute. Tanga Chief is trying to come on. I'm going to bring him on. I don't know why it's not coming. We have a president, for those of you who are watching on YouTube, take note that there is no IG led by Dr. SAKO, because what I've discovered today, I was at the Congress. I went to one of the offices. I even mentioned it to, I think, Civil or somebody, that I went there and one of my secret stringers inside called me and said, Mr. Harry, come on. He said, but you guys have this office at 5335 Wisconsin Avenue Northwest Suite 440 Washington DC. I said, yes, that's supposed to be the presidency of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. He said, no, but that office does not exist. So, Southern Cameroonians, what am I saying? If you like, you go to DC and you check what I'm saying. Take this address, drive there. This is the official address that the IG of Dr. SAKO writes letters and puts there. They just twisted it and put in the trash can. None has ever gone through. One that I saw, put in the trash can. What happened? They took an address. This is the address. 5335 Wisconsin Avenue Northwest Suite 440 Washington DC. And behold, they have terminated the contract of that place long time ago. So that address, we carry an address on the letterhead of a struggle, a movement that people are dying, deceiving our people on ground zero, whereas we don't have that office space. It's like in America, I write my address, that telegraph is here, and somebody goes there, doesn't see telegraph. Because people are investigating. And these people, you people think that we should stay quiet? No, we are never, ever going to stay quiet. Because this government has destroyed us to a capacity that some people don't longer see. Your love, listen, the IG remains the IG. But there are bad people in the IG. Remember, I talked about Proverbs 25 verse 5. There are bad people in the IG. I'm saying it today. Look at my hands. I'm washing my hands off. That I have nothing to do with anything that concerns SAKO Ikomi. To me, he doesn't exist. But once he does anything that is contrary to the revolution, trust me, I'm going to come on Facebook and debunk it. So you people should put in your mind that there is no IG out here led by Dr. SAKO. For Secretary Chris and I don't have a lot of problems with him. Apart from him saying some things sometimes that are out of hand, anybody who is truthful will know that we need Secretary Chris because he has a strong voice. And the only thing is that Ambazonians should advise Secretary Chris to recoin the way he talks because he is communication officer. So that sack letter that the Mutin Taka and the rest, they wrote against Secretary Chris, I don't recognize it. Secretary Chris remains the communication officer. But let Samuel Komisako go. We don't need a president who is so pretentious, who is destroying the revolution. How can you on earth, let me put my phone, I want to ask you before I come to the next thing. How on earth can a president be saying that presidency in an address that does not exist? And therefore, yeah, at the top now proof. Blue army if you can make noise. But at the top with facts. Go to the address. I've read it here. Go and check if we have anything there that resembles Ambazonia. Yet they put it on letterheads that we have an office there. That is the most destructive thing that is happening in this revolution. And after I discovered that, the small one get our SAKO go. Let him go back to his days of the common sense. That is a clean thing. Let me be very clear with all of you that no matter what we all do, somebody said this is your work. Clap for yourself. So I cannot blame you because you are not in America, so you don't know how contracts for house rents exist. Once you sign your contract for a house, nobody can ever eject you. There is nowhere in the house that a landlord can remove you just anyhow in a house if you are paying your rents. Put it in your head. So there is nobody who can influence an American landlord to remove another person. I'm telling people that go there. You can listen. I beg you now. Not take love from me. Leave him and do wrong thing. What you are like about my friend Allen for Delaware when I say, if I do wrong thing, Allen they can't tell me, say that to stop is wrong. People they advise you say this one is not correct, and they take to their advice. So you get a president where he will not get office, but they can't for letterhead. You take office for America where not be your own. Dangerous thing. And when I there for year, when I tell me say, man, not talk. I don't advise people that go back to tear attire. That is done. Point number 2, I want to go for the next thing. And if I talk, any man will argue, me argue. Point number 2, please share extensively as you join. Share. Thank you. Thank you so much. Everybody who is joining. Point number 2, I'll repeat my phone from back here because my charger is short, so I don't want me the phone go off. Point number 2. I will read the name, not be classified because tomorrow they'll send a classified. Now, Webmaster for Ambazonia account. Now, the thing in this way, I be talking many months ago. I began meeting with Dr. SAKO, Scott Johnson for Momo, Evan Joshua Carr, my own brother, my little brother, why I like him so much, and I still like him. Although I see what he like, but I talk to me, God bless you, because I'm my brother. I know if he curse my brother, if he will get small misunderstanding. We be all meeting 10 months, 12 months ago. We asked Dr. SAKO, say, which side people here they take money? Dr. SAKO denied for talk. Now, what did happen? They take my trip to Biya accounts. They connect up for Bitcoins, 2 Bitcoin accounts. Anytime they lie, please, when I get right for soon, when I keep the video for court. Okay, I want to tell you what happen. Okay, I'll go down for read the name from the best way it connect that account for Bitcoins. Now, let us get it very clearly. Perfect. The webmaster there, I hope you follow. Okay, webmaster now, William Monji. Now, I call him, that will not be classified. Now, webmaster from Ambazonia, when I be asking, they connect a Bitcoin account is linked to my chip to Biya. And I've shown a proof. But for the sake of security, I will leave them. They take money. Now, why that way, when I be propose, me I talk small because I want to take time, people to understand, say, I don't try before I come out for camp for talk this thing. I need to favor no man. I don't hate no man. Now, why that way, I don't analyze, see the power where Chris Anu still get out of this trouble. Although it be divisive, although Chris Anu used to talk until they know the revolutionary, but if we just get a good team where the lead, he come out and talk very well, we will get the best communication officer of the world. Objectivity is most important. But for Dr. SAKO, for the manipulated way, you get 2 accounts where they open them separate. President Corner and Ambazonian for Gang Zero. They want to group them. I don't want to talk details because I get all screenshots, I get all my weddings, I get all the phone number them, but I will leave them for peace because when you do them, we want to counteract them, they'll cut to own and classified. Now, this is the point. Actually, now, thank God, actually, this. Hello? 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 Yes. Okay, let me call back, Bemondo. Your network is not good. Okay, so I'll come back. I think Atanga Chiri the line, we'll just take in. We'll take Atanga Chiri for. Can you call me on WhatsApp? Okay, excellent. I'm requesting a video call. Please share. Let everybody come on board. Hello? Can you take a video call? Can you just accept it? Oh, thank you so much. Atanga Chiri is live. So we're just going to be brief with you. Atanga Chiri, thank you for coming live.
Yeah, I'll not be concentrating because I'm driving, so let me try to pull over somewhere and then I can talk. But just go ahead. I'm getting you 5 on 5.
Yes, so you will take the issue that happened because one of the reasons why we have all this division is because of the issue that happened between Dr. SAKO and our president, Sisiko Ayokabe Julius. You were part of the activists who attended that meeting. You spoke at length and you gave your recommendation. Ray Tima is going to come on live once one of these days. He is preparing a letter about what happened according to what I got. In your opinion, who are those who collapsed the negotiation for us to have had peace by now? I just want you to be honest as a Christian.
Okay, thank you, Eric. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to Ambazonians about this topic. This is a topic that I've been talking about. It's a topic that I've been preaching on unity, and I keep on talking about unity. And it's true, I took part in the meeting that got all the leaders involved, both leaders, SAKO and Sisiko involved. And your question is, who, according to me, is the person, or who are those who are responsible for breaking down or causing disunity? I'm going to get you very right.
Yes, yes.
Now, I have said it and I'll keep on saying it, that I blame two camps for this. I blame on SAKO's side. I know that Chris Anu played a very big role to make sure that SAKO did not yield to the proposal that we made for him to recall his government. I know that very well, and I've been saying it, and I'm not hiding it, because even Chris Anu in that meeting said it openly that they have already vetted the interim government, and the following day, Comrade Kometa came and refused that the interim government had not been vetted. So I know that SAKO, if it was left for SAKO himself, SAKO would have maybe stayed calm and wait for the truth to go through. On the other hand, still say it again that Sisiko was under a lot or a huge influence from what I call the South African cabal. I know they are angry about it, but I have to say it as it is. When I use the word South African cabal, they're angry about it, I still say it. They equally were pulling these strings on that side. So to me, it is my observation. I may be right, I may be wrong, but what I know from what I took part in meetings, I mean all those that while, is that those are the two terms that show that the unity that would have been there, and this, I call it, these are the people who break interim government into two. On the side of SAKO, I repeat, it was Chris Anu who was having a lot or huge influence on SAKO, and on the other side, it was our comrades in South Africa who were equally...
So, Atanga, before you go, one last question before you go. Who actually make a good proposal that would have solved the problem, and who refused the proposals?
Like I said, the proposal, it should make clear that the proposal was that Comrade SAKO should withdraw or put on hold his government while we seek a truce between the two of them. And then, like I said again, Chris Anu was the person who said, no, this interim government has been vetted. So Chris Anu was the one who pulled that string and influenced SAKO not to yield to that proposal. That is it.
So Atanga Chiri, before you go, thank you for bringing up those facts very clearly. Tell us about the resolution in the Congress. Do you think it's a step further from Ambazonians before I will leave you and analyze?
Eric, I have written about those resolutions. I don't know why people are panicking about the resolution. To my opinion, let me use your platform to say that activists like us, we have a huge role to play in educating our people. We have a huge role not to be fighting each other, but to be educating our people on such. We have to be able to read documents and interpret them. Those resolutions, I want to tell you that I'm very happy about those resolutions, because they are like a hook that has been placed on the neck of Mr. Biya, who is killing our people. Push him to discuss the inevitable. People who will not understand, I have written on it that we have to understand that the U.S. government or the U.S. Congress has not come out to say that, no, we are coming to enforce federalism in the Cameroons. They have said federation is one of or such example that can be used to bring peace. Using an example does not mean that that is the ultimate example. That is the final example or the final solution.
Perfect. Excellent. So, Atanga Chiru, before you go, there is this very important question.
Excuse me, Eric.
Yes. Yeah, before you go, there is this important question because I'm happy that you have mentioned South Africa Cabal and Secretary Chris. But some people might not understand. Let's forget about the external pressure. Let's look at the meeting itself. Who, in your opinion, looking at no strings, in your opinion, do you think was the cause, who refused the inevitable compromise that would have solved this problem? I just want one answer from you. Who refused the inevitable compromise that would have solved this problem? I'm not looking at whether Chris influenced Dr. SAKO or South Africa influenced SAKO. Who made proposals and who refused them?
What I'm saying is, Eric, all of us activists, we brought up very good ideas that if both leaders would have accepted, because I know we gave SAKO for a time not to publish the list of his gun that he wanted to publish, and he respected that. On the other hand, Comrade SAKO was also having a time, but he did not respect that aspect. That should be very clear. I've made it very clear also. But like I said, he did not do that on his own volition.
Okay, thank you, Bemondo.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think I'm going to take Comrade Ignatius from the Congress, and I'll call you later. Let me charge the phone so that we don't have it go off.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So my problem is that I am not interested in whatsoever. It's just very clear that I wanted to get this thing straight. The truth is that, like we said in the past, that there is the South African pressure and there's also Chris Anu's pressure on this other side. But in the meeting itself, like you have heard, that was the key thing I wanted people to get. That was the key aspect, that who respected the bargain and who did not. The answer is clear. When we gave a deadline, SAKO respected it, but Dr. SAKO did not respect it. That is just the idea. I wanted to bring out this to the Ambazonian people, for people to know the truth, that I have actually been overprotecting Dr. SAKO. That is why what has happened in the Congress today has given me the leverage to tell you, Pro, that there is no interim government in Dr. SAKO. Take, for example, I think the best thing for Dr. SAKO to go back to Dr. Common Sense. You can hate me, but if you want this revolution to succeed, we do not need a politician like Dr. SAKO. That is the truth. Give me any name, call me anything, but you will thank me tomorrow. That is the bill, the resolution that has been passed at the Congress. There was 811,000, but the Dr. SAKO's camp dedicated only $4,000 for diplomacy. $4,000. And what is it that I will not say that will look like it's not the truth? Anything I say is a gospel truth. Take, for example, I'll give you another thing. Take, for example, let us get this clearly. I want to go to this aspect of plan B. This aspect of plan B. And they said plan B is classified. I laughed. Do you know why I laughed? Because surrogates will never cease to amaze us. Look at what happened. Okay. This is plan B. Let us get this very clearly. Okay, I want to show us something about plan B. Listen, yeah, the Atanga actually said it's a good bill because it's a move towards a good direction. When people do something that is good, just learn to appreciate it a little bit. So now they said plan B is classified, but let me show you something. Plan B is not classified. Plan B was sent on an email by John Egewa himself. There are many people in Nigeria who have plan B, and where I got plan B, I cannot explain to nobody. Look at plan B. Plan B was signed on the 4th of June. Where is it? 4th of June. I'm going to put this page out. I can send it to Atta John. It was signed on the 4th of June last year. Just that the resolution is too high. It was signed on the 4th of June. Means that more than 1 year ago that they signed plan B. And why I got concerned is because I've been tracking this particular thing for the longest time. You go for a contract for 1 year. 1 year means June 4th, It is here. I can put that last part out. That is signed by Dr. SAKO, Honorable Evis Kometa, and John Egewa. If they doubt it, let them come and disprove me. 1 year ago, that you signed a document, and till date, the project has not materialized. Then some people come and make as though it was something that was signed 2 weeks ago, and Eric TATAW is coming to destroy the revolution, all of those things. I see some people are trying to call. We are not taking calls. Fidelis Ambe and the rest who are calling. I'm taking calls from Atanga Achiri, and the person who is at the Congress. I announced it's not an open stop. You have the right to write what you want to write. You also have the right to make sure that you can make all the conspiracies. You can do audios. Let us be very clear. And remember that they signed Plan B more than 1 year ago. I have all the documents. And in 1 year, what happened? John Egewan went behind and destroyed the contract. How did he destroy the contract? He wrote a letter to the person who was in charge, who was going to execute this Plan B. He wrote a letter. This is the letter that he wrote. The letter was written and signed by Dr. SAKO. And he had agreed in the course of the Plan B that any form of argument or division between in the US was going to make that plan to be forfeited. And so they went ahead and caused the division and wrote to the person that this is the letter that they wrote. I have the letter here. This is it. That's the letter there, just that it's blurred. I can put it out. What did they do? They ensure that they wrote to the man who was in charge. I don't know if there was the mafia they played to go take the money from the man or whatever. And that is how. So this letter was addressed. It was signed by Dr. SAKO and then sent to the white man. How did I get the letter? Because it's a private mail from Dr. SAKO to the white man through John Egewan, but I still have the letter. That's to show that nothing is given to me by somebody. Any document that I want, I'll get the document. So all of you people should know, you have listened to Atanga Achiri. We have a serious issue here. When we told Sisiku that don't form your government, this is the deadline. All activists can testify, any honest activist. Sisiku and his people in jail, they respected that deadline. When we told Secretary Chris and Dr. SAKO that you do this by this date, they say over their dead body. Over their dead body, they will not do it. Over their dead body. And a chairman of this committee called us the next morning and said that SAKO and his body were lying, that they have not vetted the government. And this is where we are today. This is where we are today. Let me be clear with you that nobody is against the IG because Dr. SAKO does not represent the IG anymore. I've seen the lies. I've seen the manipulation. Take for example, you have brothers and sisters in Kondengui. Call them now. When did they start planning the protest? I also have a text here. I can do screenshot and put them. One of our inmates in Kondengui wrote to me an explicit letter. I've sent it to people that on Monday they are planning a strike action. And I told him that yes, that was very good, but we are not going to publish it. But what happened? Dr. SAKO came out after the Kondengui protest, angry that they have mentioned Siseko's name or the prisoners sang Siseko's name. As the prisoners sang Siseko's name, Dr. SAKO became angry. And that is a man you put is a leader. Look at very well, listen to the speech that Dr. SAKO made yesterday. What was he doing? He was ensuring that he vilified Sisiku and the leadership in jail. He said that the leadership hijacked, he called prisoners, political prisoners, criminals. That's how he referred to them. And you think that's a man that any virtuous man will be supporting? He called Sisiku and co criminals because Sisiku's name was mentioned by the prisoners. Sisiku is in principal. The prisoners who staged the strike, they are at Central. And let me tell you why Dr. SAKO keeps lying. When Secretary Chris was live, that strike started and Secretary Chris was surprised because he didn't know there was any strike action. He was surprised. You got him, they even called from the prison. But when Dr. SAKO spoke yesterday, he said that they knew 3 weeks ago and they gave their blessings. This is not the kind of man I can continue to call a leader. He's a man that is leading lies and ensuring that he destroys the revolution. I'm talking today not because I have any problem with anybody. I'm making people to see the fact. Whether or not you like it, please, if you don't want to hear about thieves in the revolution, unfriend me the way that I proposed to you. You don't need to come here and you continue to be making noise. You continually doing this. Let me be clear with you. Unfriend me now because this is the truth. They have passed a very serious bill there without anything from nothing from the government. So we don't have any government out there in the name of Dr. SAKO. There's only one IG that everybody, please, let us be very clear with anybody. The IG has disappointed us. The IG led by SAKO, and these are the things we are saying. No matter how you like it, you're going to take it from me. We want Honorable Wiba to step up now from the Revolutionary Council, work with the other groups that are existing, from Siseko's IG to Cho Ayaba, to Akwanga, to Bo Herbert, to John Bakuru, to any other person that is there. And that is clear and clean and clear. Somebody mentioned Tabanyang. I'm going to reply very quickly. I have said it 2 million times. And let me just use the opportunity to thank you for reminding me about that. I have said that Tabanyang should go to the audit. And that is a fact. I've told you people, and I'll continuously tell you for the truth, that there is no IG anymore in Dr. SAKO. Look at what has happened in the US Congress. Now, over to the Senate. What has happened, we are going to now move now to the Senate. So any Southern Cameroonian, there is something they call breakfast with constituency. So get up, pick your phone, call your senators. Don't bother so much about the Congress anymore for now, or the House of Representatives. Call your senators, know when they are giving lunch or breakfast. During those periods, senators are always there. They are present in their offices or in their location. There are some that will be going to this week and next week. Call them, know the area, and inform us. We'll put all of this out there, and people will know where to go to. The essence of this information is to help you to go and discuss this issue with the senators. Now, 2 things that you propose to the senators. Number 1, 2 things. First and foremost, tell the senators that there is a clause talking about federation in Cameroon, and let them know that, please, the 8 million people don't want that name federation in the final resolution from the Congress or from the Senate. And they'll ask you, what do they want? Now they want one thing. Tell them that, let them change the word federation with options. Let them change the word federation with what? Options. So say they should talk about options for the people of Southern Cameroon, so that on the table, listen, that bill is very important for us, because the U.S. House of Representatives said that there must be a free and fair dialogue. I want to say that the condition for dialogue is going to either be talking on unity, state, federation, or independence. So anybody is going to come with their own cards in the back. There are federalists, there are independentists, and there's the government for unity state. Now, we want to demand that we will not have any form of discussion without the release of our prisoners. All our leaders in Kondengui must be released. We cannot have any discussion without the release of our prisoners. We must have everybody out here before we discuss. Mancho BBC, Penterence, and the leadership in jail, which is found in Central, Patasan, His Excellency Ayokabe Julius, all of them must be released before we have this particular dialogue. Now, I have explained to you that there is nothing classified about Plan B. And the Blue Army, please recalibrate your energy towards the Congress, that we have leaders here that have failed us. If not for personal efforts, that some of us were moving there day and night to talk to these congressmen, talk to their staff, would have had, even federation would not have been mentioned in that particular document. Remember that Baz was there fighting for a unity state. Baz was nothing like federation. But we struggled. We talk about independence. We preach independence. But thank God that they settled on federation. Now, what we're going to do is that we're not going to take federation. When we move, we'll tell the senators that, please, we want to move the word federation and put options for Southern Cameroon, because in that document they only mention Cameroon, they never even mention Southern Cameroon or Ambazonia. So we are going to put it clear. Somebody say removing leaders from jail is a condition. It's not a condition. If you look what the US said, release all political detainees. You cannot say that ceasefire before dialogue is a condition. It's not a condition. The conditions that are therein referred to are the conditions of the form of the state, not condition of the war. The form of the state, those are the conditions, because ceasefire must be. There must be a truce. So having a truce before dialogue is not a condition. It's a prerequisite. It's a prerequisite before dialogue. Releasing prisoners is prerequisite. You must release them before the dialogue. Now, in the dialogue, don't give a condition that, like Cameroon government. Cameroon government refused to discuss issues of independence. And they said, no, everything must be on the table. So there are a lot of things that I'll have to talk. But I want to end here by saying that our office space that they claim is ours in DC does no longer exist. And so the interim government, of course, is no longer there. We know one interim government. Let them write their letters, put letterhead Boya. That is preferable. put their letterhead Boya and send it to whatever office. Anywhere I go to now, I know that there is only one interim government of Sisiko Ayoktabe Julius. Any other thing I see that does not represent Ayoktabe, that thing will be condemned at any highest level. Now, Honorable Wiba, your Restoration or Revolutionary Council is highly bought. You have to start now. Make sure that you design the structures and give it to us activists to continuously put it out there. We need you to bring the Restoration or Revolutionary Council and work with all these groups and work with the people down there. For all of you in your various counties, take this from me as gospel. Associate yourself from any politics from these guys in the diaspora. Somebody is announcing that somebody is online because you are scared that people are watching. You are already scared of the truth. If somebody is online, go you to that place quietly. This time we are not begging thieves and criminals to watch anything on this page. We'll tell you the truth. Whether or not you like it, we must come back to continuously tell you the truth. So stay very strong with your counties and ensure that all of you contribute only to your counties. No ID card money to any government and no ID card money to any particular person. All money should be given direct to the counties. You can go to this address like I've mentioned. Let me mention the address once more. I've told you people that I have things that if I put it out, some of you will just go mad. So the address is 5335 Wisconsin Avenue, Northwest, Washington, D.C. Of course, it's suite 440. That does not exist, and we have our interim government, in quote, putting that address as a letterhead. So please, if you doubt, take that address, go there and ask that who has this office. But look at the letterhead that Dr. SAKO and his gang have been writing out there. They carry by that particular address. So please stop any form of transaction with the interim government. Dr. SAKO should go back to his common sense. He has failed us. Our money has disappeared. They are using a fake office name, and everything is going from good to bad. I want to thank all of you who are watching, and God bless you, and keep praying for your revolution, and pray for me, and be rest assured that we are going to fight to the end. No matter the conspiracy theories, I was going to talk about a certain number that they have paid money for the number to be doing audios. That you get somebody speaks in French. He's saying that Eric TATAW is word, and all of those things. That number, I will talk about it in our next live show. God bless you and stay blessed. Thank you so much.